Oh yeah, for sure.
Zach.
Nice. I don't think the stream can hear you guys. I think the stream can hear you guys. I think the stream. Okay. So.
No, I was just saying maybe your channel was off to one side.
Alright, I restarted the stream. So let's see when it pops up here. Hopefully it pops up here.
Nah, we're still Howdy Radio, the next generation.
Yeah, I don't know how to change that. When you
Should
click
be right there.
when you click
Settings.
start stream in OBS, it just resorts to whatever the last one was called. It doesn't give you, I don't know where you're supposed to change that.
There should be a way to.
But yeah, there's got to be a way to. But I don't know how. Say something, Smithy.
Say something smoothie.
Cool.
That work?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yep, there we are, the next generation.
That's what we are. Now let's see. I could probably go onto YouTube and change it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you can do that.
Let's see.
Oh yeah. Wanna pod my cast?
So is this the official first kickoff of the late night toast? With
Sure.
the modified format.
It seems that way, yes.
I mean, we can still do the same. I mean, it's not our planned.
This could be
Initial
episode
first.
0, if you want to call it episode 0 instead of episode 1.
I mean,
Sure.
We can still, talk about things and toast.
We can
episodes.
still we will still talk about things.
We will.
We will do that.
Alright, edit. So we're going to call this late night toast. And we're going to call it episode 0. Is that what we want
Works
to
for
do?
me.
Or do we want to just call it episode 1? I really don't care.
Call it episode 1.
Episode 1 it is.
All right. Only my wife vacuums at 10:15 at night.
Is that what that was?
I was wondering.
That'll stop hopefully soon.
I really can't hear it very much at all.
Yeah.
No, I mean this is pretty good with not picking up external sound. I can hear it since it's right above me.
All right. The episode is named properly. If you want to, or here, I'll tweet it, then everybody else retweets it, is how that works.
Word up.
What do we want to say here?
I don't know.
Stuff and things.
Join
We're back
us
talking
as
about who the
we
fuck-
talk about stuff and things on the first episode of
Late night toast. So Dave's not joining us, I assume.
No, he says he's got a migraine.
Must have picked it up on the island.
I assume that'll be a good. What we're talking about a
I
lot
don't
of.
think
is
so,
that.
yeah.
Okay, this is. A bit crazy.
I gotta
Generic as that
refresh.
tweet can get, but good enough.
Here we are.
Alright. Tweet has been
All right.
tweeted.
What's trending? Travel advisor. There we go.
See, that's why you should be in charge of the tweets.
Give me the sign in because I don't have one for anything anymore.
Okay. Well, for next time, I'll make sure you have it.
I'm gonna combine a couple of them.
I liked your go home Cincygram, you're drunk tweet there, Smooth. That was a good one.
Yeah, when he was doing that, when he's going back and forth,
Yeah, I was really like, what in the hell is going on right now?
then he blamed it on the broken D-pad.
Well, I feel for him because I have all kinds of drifting problems with my Switch controllers, so my shit moves all around when I don't want them to as well.
They'll fix it for you. Probably. Not, I mean, not now.
Yeah,
Sure.
well, yeah, not now. Now all of their shit's shut down.
There you go.
We put in for the thing to like have it fixed, and they never got back to us.
Oh, so you already did that route. That's great. It would just be nice if they dropped the price like $10, $20 on them. They don't
Yeah.
need to be
They're
$70.
so expensive.
Because I really wanted to get the ones that match, like that came with the Animal Crossing. You could get the whole thing, but they were just selling the Joy-Cons.
Oh, I didn't know they were selling the Joy-Cons individually.
That's what I heard, or that's what I'm hoping. But I still don't think I'll pay.
Right. I kind of wish I would have got the whole damn Switch of the Animal Crossing one. We'll save this for the show.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, are we retweeted so that we'll have millions of viewers?
Yes,
I
did
think we are.
All right, who's bringing in the very first episode of Late Night Toast?
I can bring it in with our handy dandy. I think if I remember my.
You're what now?
Oh, hold on. What the? There she goes vacuuming again. I think she's doing it on purpose.
Probably. How
Yeah.
dare you try to do anything, Smoothie?
But yeah, I'll bring it in. I think I remember the intro that I had.
Oh, you
Can-
had an intro.
Yeah.
Nice.
You hit a. Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, remember? I wrote and said that'd be good lead in.
All right.
I forget
Sorry.
lots of things.
Well, you'll be reminded of it here in just a second. Just want to make sure the vacuum cleaner has subsided. It sounds quiet at the moment. I think we're good. So, give the 5 countdown.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what? You heard that?
Yeah. Someone's in trouble.
Oh man, I'm not supposed to be able to pick that up. That wasn't the countdown. We're recounting down.
I couldn't even hear the vacuum, but I did hear that.
No, it's not good. All right, let's just It's-
Can you hear my kid in the background? Can you hear him talking back there?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Let's give me a 5 countdown. Somebody, anybody. Go ahead. Brandon, I hate
What?
you.
Sorry.
I should have known. I should have been prepared for that.
Yep.
All right. One more time. Let's do this again.
All right.
We just like counting the 5. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the first edition here of the Late Night Toast Podcast, the podcast where we toast the things we like and roast the things we don't. I'm your boy Smoothie Butt, of course, and tonight I'm joined with Brandon
What up?
and Scott,
Hey, hey, hey.
and it's time to get toasted, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Toast it up.
So,
I got a head start on everybody. I'm pretty toasted already.
nice.
Good.
That's what we like to hear, and it'll make the conversation go that much more smoother
Definitely.
because we are a bit
I'm
out of
sure.
practice.
Yeah.
So we should jump into it the way we always jump into these things. What are you shooting on tonight? What shot are you taking tonight?
I've got an entire bottle of Fireball to drink
Nice.
for my shot.
Nice. I too.
All right.
I'm drinking on that Fireball, shooting that Fireball.
Get to
Scott,
open it.
Coffee.
Scott,
Coffee.
are you still alcohol free?
Still am
Right on.
good job.
living that life.
Well,
Good job.
I'll toast to that.
I'll toast to that.
Cheers.
Here's a roast.
I see what you did there, Scott.
Yeah, you understood that one, huh?
You were pretty
Good.
creative.
Really, really original joke.
I was getting ready to leave work yesterday, and I was like, well, I got to go to the store and get my Friday night Fireball that I always get. And the bartender was like, here, we've got a ton of these stupid little things that they sold us a while back that we never sold. And they came in 10 packs of these, and he sold me a 10-pack for $6. I was like, well, can't
Hell
say no
yeah.
to that, so.
Yeah, you just posted that picture out of context last night. I was like, oh shit, he's looting already. He's stocking up what he needs to get. Apparently, it's just Fireball.
See, I didn't see that. I only saw you mention about the looting. I didn't see the picture.
Oh, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Little Fireball.
All right.
And then, well, obviously, Scott, you're still drinking your coffee. That,
Yep,
Coffee and water. Here's my cup, my red cup.
there you
Um,
go. What kind of
what's
water
your
do you
be-
drink, Scott? Do you drink just straight out of the faucet water? Are you too
I'm
good for that?
I'm living that faucet life.
Mm-hmm.
it's that good New York water.
No $2.50
yeah.
life water for you?
Only when I'm feeling like treating myself.
Yeah.
Treat myself to some electrolyte waters.
I got, I'm drinking Yingling.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm drinking Black and Tan. Hey, the pounders.
Nice. All right.
Double yingies.
I like that.
Mm.
Cheers.
No,
So you're not
I
on the
have,
you're not
fellas.
on the banquet no more. You switched off the banquet.
I have a couple more left. I just was at the store today and figured I'd pick up a sixer of this. I'm using a glass because I'm not trusting the store conditions, and
Fair enough.
hopefully this fills. It should be a pint glass. I'm drinking it out of a where the hell's there we go. The logo. I'm drinking out of a George Killian's Irish Red.
Yeah. It's a nice
Glass.
glass.
Yeah,
Damn, you're
that is a
fancy
nice
as hell,
glass.
Smoothie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a burger place by us in Quakertown that at least the last time they did, when you ordered a Killian's on tap, they would give you a free glass to take home.
That's pretty cool.
Holy shit, that's really cool.
I had like 3 or 4 of them, but now I only have one.
I learned
broken.
from a customer that worked today or yesterday, I don't remember. Yeah, one of those days. In this new world that we live in, all of the breweries around here are closed, but you can go get like growler fills and shit like that. They're still open like for carry-out purposes, but you cannot bring a growler with you to get filled. They will only fill it if you buy a new one from them because of the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That
And,
does.
I mean, I guess that's kind of the first topic to discuss here. It's just in the intro. Just real quick. I mean, we obviously know it's a crappy situation, a weird and strange situation going on. But in terms of, for me, I've been working at home for the past week and a half now. So I spend 8 hours of my day sitting in this very chair, getting my work done. And I mean, I know Brandon, you work in a restaurant pub type place. Now, are they closed for takeout only?
Yeah, we're
Or open for takeout only?
correct. Yeah, no dining room whatsoever. We're takeout only, and we've started doing delivery. We've never delivered before. We've never done Grubhub or anything like that before. But now we've got one of our servers is now basically our full-time delivery driver. So it's been really weird. Really weird.
It's definitely a change. I mean, obviously it's a big change, but it seems like I like equating it to like almost like Walking Dead type stuff. It's weird when you go to places that like at 5 o'clock parking lot should be full and there's like 5 cars.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now the one question I have, well, for both of you too, well, Scott, in PA we have state stores, so they're closed. So
I heard
we
that.
can't-
Yeah.
Like, is that the same in Cincinnati, or can you
No.
get that at beer stores?
Yeah.
Same for you.
Oh yeah, you can still get alcohol. They're considered essential. You can get liquor, beer,
Yeah.
whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, we
But in New York,
Grocery stores are all open.
okay,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
I mean, Giants open. That's where like you should have seen the wine like section in Giant. It was completely empty. If I was still working, it would have been nice to dust off the shelves. I wouldn't have to worry about moving bottles to do it. But
So where are you guys both at working wise? So Smoothie, you are work from home.
yeah,
And that involves you sitting where you're sitting for 8 hours
yeah.
a
I
day.
just connect to my computer at work like I do on a Thursday. Typically, it's just been every day, and it's been fine. I like it. I'm not one of those people who always like says like I could never work from home full time because like I would get bored or whatever, because I have
Mhm.
enough distractions. Like I can do my work, but I am able to have like Hulu going, watching wrestling or whatever, a movie. So it's it breaks up the monotony, and I can get up and like yesterday I ran 3 miles at lunch, so
Uh-huh.
I can do.
So
those
do you
kind-
think that you could go back to going to an office after this, though?
I
would think that now that you've proven that you can do literally everything from home and enjoy the leisure a little bit, that it would be ridiculous to go back to that environment.
they know that, and yes, but our company has a big thing about in office presence for whatever reason. But I mean, I'd be happy to go back, and
Yeah, at this point, like going back to normal, like is very welcomed, right?
yeah, it would just be that breakup of the day, seeing people I haven't seen, and
Yeah.
however, it's been I guess a couple weeks now. So
Yeah.
because some of the company I was supposed to be out. I think last Wednesday was not this past Wednesday, but the Wednesday before, a week and a half ago. That was when I was home, but we were supposed to make it for that week. We were doing the waves, but that didn't happen. And then by the end of the week, the whole company was sent home. So
Yeah, that makes sense. That seems to be the case for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working just 5-hour days with a pay cut too.
Right on.
So that's fun.
yeah, I'm fortunate and in that aspect that I'm not affected in that way. Like I'm still getting my salary, and Holly's still able to collect a normal salary, but it does suck.
That's good.
For those who can't.
Yeah, and in my situation,
Yeah, because they're oh, sorry. Go ahead.
In my situation, I've ended up with a few extra hours a week because of the way that we kind of switched around our hours, and the amount of money that people have been tipping during this time has been through the fucking roof. And we've set it up to where everybody splits the tips, and like I've made more money in the last week or two than I have in a long time, and that's really weird. But
it is, especially now. But how long is that going to last?
Yeah, it will not last for sure. But for a lot of people that are like fucked because of this, like it's insane like how grateful I am for
Yeah.
actually making more money because of it right now. But that makes me feel good that at least I'm doing something that like people need, I guess.
It's true. Yeah. I've been
And, I
definitely
mean,
doing more takeout lately myself. So
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I've been cooking more at home, but even when we've gone to places, it's
Smoothie, you got that Pampered Chef air fryer?
I do not have that yet. I wasn't fortunate enough to
Gotcha.
earn it.
All right, well,
I need it though. I know.
I was gonna. I'm pretty disappointed in it, is what I'm trying to get at.
Really?
Yeah, and I won't talk shit about it if you're trying to sell it or whatever. But yeah,
No.
we've had it, and the few things that we've made out of it, I'm not that into. So I don't know.
I mean, I've used it,
And it could be
because-
user error. It very much could be user error that I just haven't figured out exactly the right way to use it yet. But
I've never physically used it myself, but
Mhm.
at one of our meetings, I partook in stuff that was cooked in there, and it was perfect.
yeah, so
I mean, for me, like,
I feel like it could be that I am missing something, but
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to really play around with it, but the people I've seen who've used it and having that firsthand experience, I enjoy it. But I just want something I definitely need to add on. But you have you have the blender as well too, right?
correct.
And that works out pretty well.
Yeah,
for
that
you.
thing's awesome. Yeah, no
And do-
problem in quality of that thing at all. But air fryer, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe a little more time. I mean, I don't know how often you use it. To me, I would be
Not
just,
a ton.
I would be
the
throwing
few
everything in
thing-
there.
The few things that
just
we
to see
have
what I can-
tried, I've noticed that it takes longer than the book tells you that everything takes. Everything takes longer than it says it's going to, and but I don't know, except for pizza rolls. Oh, that's
Pizza
a whole,
rolls. You can't.
that's a whole
Okay.
other conversation.
All right, yeah, that's
all right.
so. But
So
we're
what
all
my takeaway was fuck that air fryer.
I mean,
no, let's
that's-
not.
that's what I was saying the other day. You ever use an air fryer, Scott?
No, I've never used one.
All right.
All right.
That's not. That was That was wow. That was. I'll toast to that. Obviously, you're roasting.
That's true. That's my first roast on Late Night Toast is the fucking Pampered Chef air fryer. What the fuck?
Wow. All right. we're going
So-
places right now.
So enough of that.
Can
I
we
guess,
recover from that?
No.
We were gonna keep the COVID talk to a minimal anyway, and this is a good segue to get off of that.
Are we all gonna die?
One day, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I mean,
So-
I think just to my final wrap up. I think it's going to take some time if we kind of follow the simple basic rules and not be a dick, not hoard toilet paper or food,
Yeah.
which I still don't
that'd be
understand.
Everyone, if you could stop
And
being
that's
weird,
something that
please.
I struggle with is that like I'm grateful to still be working and to still be making the amount of money that I'm making, but at the same time like I'm exposing myself to a lot of different people every day
Yeah.
that come in to get food from us and stuff. So like am I part of the problem? Am I not doing my part as far as that goes? But like I got to keep
It's
making
a-
money, so I don't it's rough.
It's a fine line, I think, but it's
You're providing a service, so I mean, you were deemed essential. So
Yeah, but it seems like there's a lot of stupid shit that is deemed essential as well.
it's true.
Like Kyle
Yeah.
making Fago is essential.
Can't let can't let that Fago die, man. The Juggalos, you'll watch them all wither away.
the juggalos will
Can't have
riot.
that.
Yeah, you got to keep the Juggalos happy so the hatchets don't start swinging.
It's not even ICP. It's the juggalos. They cancel and postpone their tours. It's
Right.
just
It's true,
um,
bastards.
Everybody. So what all did you guys have canceled because of this shit? Scott, you had Rage canceled, right?
Not Rage, but Tool is postponed. I don't think
Okay.
Rage, because my Rage wasn't until like the end of July,
Okay.
so I still could be good, but I don't
Potentially.
know.
They have
I'm
not. They have not
I'm
canceled
not-
that yet, though, or postponed.
Not
that.
yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So Tool got postponed for me in the beginning of May, so I
Okay.
don't know when the hell that'll be, but at least it wasn't canceled.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't had anything major, like small, like church-related things or different
hmm
local things I'd be doing, but nothing. I know we're taking Casey to Melanie Martinez, somebody, in June. Well,
Mhm.
Holly and him are going. That hasn't got canceled yet,
Right
or
on.
pushed back, or
Alright.
postponed. So
We had the Horror Hound, the big movie thing that we go to every year, and this year was the big View Askew reunion.
that's
right.
Kevin, that was supposed to be last weekend. Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes and just a ton of people from all the movies. So that really sucked that got canceled. But it's
Yeah, it was
postponed.
only like a couple days before they canceled it. They said we're still. Kevin Smith was on Twitter saying, "I'm still going, bitch," or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, like, no, you're not, because
No.
no one's going anywhere.
I give it to Horror Hound, the people that run that thing. Like up until the last, like they waited until the last minute to cancel it, until it was like by law they weren't allowed to do it.
Yeah.
But they started having guests that were backing out, saying like, I'm not coming to the show because of all this shit or whatever. But they were still booking replacements for those people that were backing out, like up until the very last minute. So at least they were
Yeah.
trying to make it work
They were
to the best of
dedicated.
their ability. And when they announced that it was canceled, they announced the rescheduled date, which is at the end of May. So who knows whether or not that'll happen either. But at least they've tried. And Kevin Smith said that he will be at the rescheduled date, but whether or not they will all be there, it doesn't sound like they all will be.
Okay.
the
Well,
I do applaud like different places or different like people who are doing stuff with alternative methods. Like, I mean, starting like small,
Mhm.
like our church and a lot of churches, like just doing an online thing. So you still have that
yeah.
that sense of it. But then when you have like with the Tonight Show or whatever one's Jimmy Fallon, he's been doing it from like a Skype call, just having guests like that,
Yeah.
like trying to maintain that sense of normalcy.
It seems like a few different bands are starting to do live streams where they're essentially looking for like donations during their live stream to make some money and stuff, and
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah,
And
Because a lot of
Scott,
tours
I-
got
A
canceled.
lot of tours got canceled. And Scott, I saw your tweet, which I also thought was fucking hilarious, that Spotify was like, let's help out the artists during these terrible times. And it's like, well,
I-
maybe you should
I
fucking
popped
pay them
up.
some money.
I popped up when I opened up Spotify like 2 days ago. I'm like, okay, guys, let's take it back a notch. You guys don't pay them shit, and you're asking us to give them money. Fuck you.
That's so
Come on.
Spotify. That was amazing. I thought that
way
was
to way to not read the room at all, you jackass.
Yeah, I love that.
They're still probably getting the same amount of people paying right now for Spotify as ever. They have no excuse not to up their contributions to these artists, especially right now. Like Bandcamp last week, they had all Friday, last Friday.
Yep.
Just they didn't collect any fees. Everything
dime,
went to the
yeah.
artists, which was super cool.
Yep, absolutely. And that's good
Spotify is on
PR for
a
them.
whole other level, and they could fucking do. They could do so much more.
Yep.
But they want us to pay for it.
That's Spotify. I mean,
Go buy some merch. Don't fucking donate any
Yeah.
other way. Go buy
Yeah.
some merch.
definitely do not donate to bands via the Spotify app if that's how they want
Or
it.
whatever it is. I don't even know what they were using. I didn't click on it. Just it popped up like of all fucking people that
Right.
request to give
The one thing
artists
that has
money.
ripped off artists more than anything.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Right
So-
on.
So yeah, the final sentiment on that, I give a big roast and a big F you to the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Spotify.
And
And
Spotify.
Honorable mention.
Spotify. I'll still pay you, but fuck you.
Yeah, I'm not going to cancel my
Yeah.
subscription.
Nope.
All these different companies out there now giving like a free month or a Pornhub Premium you can get for a month free now because of the coronavirus. You can get Fender has like an online guitar learning thing that they give 3 months of for free now.
Oh, that's cool.
That's definitely cool.
I might have to actually do that then.
If I
Yeah,
had
that's not a bad idea at all.
Take that up.
No.
But
Are you
yeah,
talking about
so
Fender or are you talking about Pornhub?
Fender.
what's on Pornhub Premium?
I really don't know. I don't know.
I think they have exclusive videos of from some of these people, but I don't see the point. It's like
I don't
they
care.
still-
I don't
There's
care.
other
if-
porn on that website that I don't need to pay for.
I've never ran out before to where
Yeah,
I need
there's-
to access
there's-
premium.
It's like shit. I gotta pay for this.
Never.
So anyway,
I've watched every other video on Pornhub.
moving right along, the alternative methods and everything. This is Scott, where you can take your break or poop if you want to. I'm going to move right into wrestling and
Oh, it's
their
wrestling now.
alternative.
I'm gonna take a nap. Hold on.
Well, we won't talk on it too long, Scott. I
No,
have all the Tool stuff in that other unknown podcast. So
I could talk about one aspect of wrestling that it almost makes me want to start watching it. I saw
ahead.
that clip of Stone Cold that went viral. They had no audience, and he was talking to him, and they just cut to the chairs and shit. It was hilarious. That made it so it made me think of an Adult Swim show or something. It made me kind of want to watch it.
I was
If this is what wrestling is now, I could fucking get into this because it's so meta and weird.
It is
No,
very
I
weird right
love-
now.
I love Stone Cold, and
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out if he was doing that on purpose.
Oh,
or
for
if he-
sure. That was clearly a joke. They cut two empty chairs. It was fucking
No,
hilarious.
no, I know that, but I'm saying if he had that pre-written and he was just not caring enough to go. But no, he's an ad lib. He had the cards
Yeah.
upside down half the time.
That shit was definitely planned. They knew what they were getting into
But,
before they started. But
But I didn't even know they were going to have something big and special. And it kind of sucks that it had happened to be during this. I would love to see that
Yeah.
and hear the pop from the crowd
Mhm.
in the real situation. But that is wrestling now. There's no.
Yeah. There's no
no
pop from the
audience,
crowd.
no-
No. WrestleMania
It-
this year will have no audience.
it's got to be bizarre.
It will
just
not
the
be
silent
live.
wrestling.
Well,
essentially.
last week AEW, I felt, put on the best show out of all of these empty arena shows because they had on both sides of the ring, they had the good guys posted up on this side and the bad guys posted up on this side, and they were providing what the crowd would normally
Oh.
provide.
Okay.
And I thought that was in this situation, it was a very good way to do it. But that was 2 weeks ago. This past week, it appeared that they had even less wrestlers on hand than they did the week before, so they didn't have enough people to stand out there and do that. So it was a completely different environment because of that.
And it was. I was going to say I didn't watch the previous week, but
The previous week will go down as one of the best weekly wrestling television shows ever, in my
'Cause
opinion. They did such a
didn't
good
even-
job on it.
I didn't even know that Billy Gunn was in AEW at that point. I just happened to be
Mhm.
watching when they were going through because I was waiting for the Matt Hardy reveal. I was watching the clip that they had posted, and I was like, they panned across wrestlers. I was like, is that Billy Gunn?
Hmm.
And then he was on the AEW podcast
Yeah.
and everything. So it's definitely a bizarre thing. They did it well. I like what NWA is doing, putting their pay-per-views up for
Yeah.
free. Pretty
There's
much now.
a lot of other smaller companies are starting to do that too, where they'll put out one of their bigger shows once a week on a Wednesday, and it's available for 24 hours or something, which, it's kind of a creative way of watching different stuff if you just keep up with what people are putting out for free.
Yeah, and it's I haven't watched. I watched that Raw. I didn't watch any of this week's.
Yeah, I'm still
the
not
only one I
watching any
really
WWE.
I've been watching for the story, and because on Hulu you only get the hour and a half version, so you get the cut
Yeah.
version. I like NXT.
Yeah.
I do
I do
appreciate
too.
that when it's on. I like a lot of the talent that's in there.
The best thing
Um,
that I've seen since all this shit went down was, do you know Joey Janela from AEW?
Mm-hmm.
So he runs a company out of California called GCW, Game Changer Wrestling, and they did a 2-night 16-man tournament just a week ago with no crowd. It was just the wrestlers inside of this bar location, and it was so good. So Joey Janela wrestled this other guy, and it was the first ever social distancing match. They did not touch each other. They remained 6 feet away from each other the entire time, and it was fucking hilarious. It was so fucking good. You have to see that match. It was
Where's
so
it
good.
at?
It's on IWTV, Independent Wrestling Television. It's a $10 a month service that provides just a ton of different independent wrestling.
I have the. I'm not paying the thing, but I have the.
I'll get you the password for it, and you have to watch the social distancing match. It's a contender for my match of the year so far. It was so fucking good.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. I love Joey Janela. He's one of my favorites out there right now. All right, so that's our wrestling rant.
Wrestling.
No crowd for WrestleMania. That's next weekend. I'll be watching. It's Saturday and Sunday night, 2 nights of WrestleMania for the very first time ever this year. And they've already recorded it. They recorded it this week, so none of it's going to be live.
Which I think that'll make it a little bit better and a little more, because they can
Possibly, yes.
with it. But yeah, so that's one of my favorite alternates, and I give a toast to the wrestling world and how they've handled it thus
Totally.
far.
Faux show.
Sweet.
One of the
You guys been, oh, go ahead.
One of the things I like that people started doing in this whole new world thing is that releasing the movies that are in the theaters
Yes.
on video on demand for a $20 rental. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would definitely. I was just saying to my wife, I was like, tomorrow we're gonna watch Invisible Man. I will give my $20 to that, and I think it's a great business model. Even
I
more
agree.
so moving forward.
It's on Plex.
Yeah, you can pull up my Plex or Kyle's Plex, and it's
know
on
that,
all of
but
our
that's-
Plex.
I
know-
purchased it or whatever you could do with these days.
I know
in
that.
movies.
I know that
It's
could
DRM
somebody-
free on my Plex.
somebody started watching it on said Plex, and I said no, I'm gonna, because of this, I will.
That's
For
all right. Yeah,
$20.
there ain't nothing wrong with throwing them.
I would like
$20.
them to continue
No, not at
even,
all.
even after this. I would like them to continue
Mhm.
something
But
like that.
the pirate in us all, as soon as they announced that
know
this was how they were going to do it, we were like, that's fucking great for Plex and piracy, because we'll all have it immediately.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So yes, toast to it's Universal right now, right?
Universal right now.
They
Yeah.
did a few, yeah. Disney did Onward, which I watched.
That's all that. And that's
But it seems like the real big movies that they're pushing back, right? Like those are
Yeah.
not going to be $20 rentals.
That would just kill if they just put them all out on streaming platforms. Instead, they would just kill the theater
would
industry
be
completely. It'd be
done,
dead. They would never
for
recover. Yeah, not that I don't even know if they will, but
Mm-hmm.
as long
No,
as they have like Black Widow and Wonder Woman still coming to the theater at some
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
Fast and the Furious or whatever got pushed
well,
back.
they pushed that back a whole year.
Yeah, Fast and Furious, and then the Bond movie got pushed back until November.
That's what I heard that.
So,
Yeah, no, I mean, I want to.
It'd be killing the whole industry.
I wanted to completely move to that, but have that option, maybe like a, not opening weekend, let's say, but like a couple days later,
Yeah,
maybe work on it so you're not getting hit by. I mean, you get hit by the pirates even on opening day, but
Yeah.
figure
Yeah.
out some other way. But where it's like,
As soon as it
couple
hits
weeks.
video on demand, then it's on. A perfect version
Yeah.
of it is on every torrent site ever.
yeah.
so. But I mean, that would be a nice change to get. I think it would just do benefit.
Do
the
you a lot
company.
of wonder? You can watch
I
things
would-
sooner.
I would pay $20 to enjoy it from the comfort of my own home. If I fall asleep and have it for 48 hours, I know I can go
Yeah.
back and read it. I can get up and pee if I need
When
to.
it first happened, like a couple people that I talked to were like, "Oh, $20 is like way too much." But I mean, if you pay for your whole family to get into
Go
a
to
movie,
go to the
then
theater.
you're easily going to pay $20. So
Even 2 people is close
Right.
to $20.
Yeah, same
and
thing.
that's just getting the tickets.
Right.
So
yeah, I think that's a pretty good deal. I thought that was a pretty good way of doing it. Apparently,
and it
music
gives
sales
people
right
something to
now
watch.
are at like an all-time low. Music sales are like the lowest that they've been since the 1960s or something. Like they've never been
Holy shit!
so low. I bought the new
Oh, that's
Pearl
a
Jam
shame.
record yesterday on release day. I made sure that I
Yeah.
bought that on release day.
But why, going back to the sales being low, why would that be? Like just physical sale? I mean, you would have to say physical
Stores
sales.
are shut.
Yeah, but I think that also
Record
includes.
stores are probably where a lot of people go to buy physical copies anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the going to the store and buying something procedure more than just buying shit online. I think that people enjoy still, and that's probably why. I mean, you can still get that stuff on the websites and stuff, but
No, I agree with that, but it doesn't. To me, it doesn't make sense because if you're not going to, or if you're going somewhere, there's not a lot of mom and pop stores
yeah,
necessarily where you're going. So you're either relying on a Best Buy, which doesn't carry CDs anymore, or Target, or Walmart, which has very limited selection. So to me, it would seem like most people anyway nowadays are getting it directly from the artist or their artist website.
I mean, I got 5 record stores within a 20-minute radius of me, and
yeah,
I mean
they're probably
that's
all shut down, right?
yeah, right now, yeah, for sure,
So
exactly.
that's why.
Yeah,
So I mean, I guess if that is, I mean, maybe there is, maybe just from what I'm used to, there's not, at least that I know about, that it doesn't seem like that would be taking that big of a hit. But
it seems like the video game industry is doing okay through this. Everybody's running sales on all kinds of shit
Yeah.
right now.
Everything is being slowed down because so many people are on it once.
Right.
and
I
I mean,
even play Modern Warfare a week ago. The servers are just bogged.
really, I didn't run it. I
Yeah.
was playing that the other day. I didn't run into.
Well, this was like a week ago when I was playing it. I played a couple days ago and it was fine, but
Yeah.
like last Saturday, I was like, I couldn't even do it.
Yeah, last weekend,
Shut it off.
me and Dave and Taggart all got on Rainbow Six, and it was fucking way worse than it had ever been before.
Yeah, it's a shame. But
But like
Yeah,
in
I
other
mean-
country, or like I've seen in other countries, like they've even like dropped the quality. Like in Europe, they've dropped the quality of YouTube and Netflix down to standard definition so that everybody could still access it, but it would not be in quite as good quality. And I mean that's
well, it's even
first
the
world
default.
problems as can be. But
The default for YouTube, is what I read, was dropped down to 480. So you could still up it to HD, but they're
gotcha.
making it so that it's like not immediately bandwidth heavy.
Mm,
So a lot of people don't even think to change the
Right.
default settings and just watch it as is.
Right.
So that's probably helping them out a little bit on their
At
server
least
end.
our default is still HD.
Bitch. Take that, Europe.
So have you guys bought any games on sale because of all this shit? Like all the Final Fantasy games were like super discounted. I thought about buying some of those, but I bought
I
Animal
almost
Crossing
did
instead.
yesterday.
Switch was having the Square
The
Enix.
Squeenix.
Yes, they were having a sale because I almost bought 7.
Yeah,
But
it's
I-
dirt cheap right now.
It is.
I'm running out of, or have run out of space on my SD card, so I have to get another one of those. So it's picking and choosing what to delete because I bought a lot of.
There's some really great sales on storage right now too. I've seen.
Yeah. I was going to say, how big is your SD card?
I think I have 128. I think.
Holy shit.
I don't even know.
You
Can it only
fucking filled it.
can that go to It only can go to 256, right?
I think so.
I
yeah.
think so, yeah.
So yeah, so now I need to go up to that. So I've been deleting.
How many damn games do you have? You got a lot of Switch games.
I've within the past couple weeks, we'll say I've gotten Lego City Undercover, NBA, 2K20, Mortal Kombat 11.
How is Mortal? I always heard it was so terrible on the Switch.
I do well.
Well,
Maybe that's why I'm doing well.
Maybe
Well,
maybe
I've seen
there's been
screenshots.
updates and shit that's fixed it since. But like I remember at launch, everybody was talking about how fucking broken it was.
No, I'm having fun with
Cool.
it. It made me.
I just heard like the downgrades they had to do were pretty jarring. Like I've seen screenshots where they had like these really weird character like hand models and stuff.
Mhm.
That's all I've
mean,
heard was the graphics stuff.
I haven't
not any
played.
like glitches.
I haven't played 11 on any of the other consoles yet, so I don't have nothing to compare to.
But if
You
it
know,
was
play
completely
multiplayer.
broken, you would notice that.
Yeah, it seems
You couldn't play it.
I mean, I put a couple hours into it. I played some of the story, but then I want to go back and play 10. I started picking up that story, but it got me into Mortal Kombat mood. I mean, I bought the
There you go. With a
Triple
triple.
feature. What's
triple
the
feature.
third one?
Mortal Kombat Legacy. I don't know if it was a TV show.
Yeah, Legacy is cool as hell.
So this was $8. This was probably the last DVD from Amazon that would have shipped on time. Now everything's a delay.
Mhm.
Wow, thank God you got that one in the last
Oh,
minute.
shit.
I think
So
those
the-
movies are going to be on Netflix too. So
I mean, I'll add it to my hoarding ability, but
Does it have one
what you gotta do.
season of Legacy on it, or does it have both seasons of Legacy on it?
I don't know if maybe it's just a movie version of the season. It doesn't seem like
Okay.
it.
could be.
You know how they
Is that
sometimes
that
just-
web show that they had like 10 years ago?
That's
Or am
what
I
I'm
thinking
thinking.
of something
That's what I thought it was. That's what I thought we were talking about.
I'm going to get on IMDb. 'cause now
I wouldn't say it was 10 years ago, but because Kyle had 2 different seasons on his Plex, and I watched both of them, and I thoroughly
Says-
enjoyed them.
2011 is what it's.
Oh, yeah. That's
Okay.
the TV series. Or the series. I mean, they're like 10-minute episodes, I think.
Yeah.
So they
Maybe
probably
that's
just
what it is.
cut
Maybe they
into-
just compiled it all
Hmm.
into one thing. But so that's I've enjoyed Mortal Kombat on the Switch, but then we got the latest game being Animal Crossing, and
And we all have that game.
Yeah. We all have that game.
it's a fantastic game.
Yeah, I'm
It's
thoroughly
super
enjoying it.
relaxing.
Yes.
It's basically the only reason why I got it, to try and save some sanity while we're doing all this shit and all this
Right.
stuff's going
Yeah.
down.
It's kind of that little escape for half hour,
Mhm.
two sometimes.
I had
sometimes
Yeah.
I had played. I'm pretty sure it was a GameCube Animal Crossing game, and I never
First one.
got into it. I don't think, well, I know I did. I didn't get into it, but then once this one came out, and like I kept seeing like all the comments on Reddit of like, you know, this game could not have come out at a more perfect time, and and like I kept seeing stuff like that, and I was like, maybe I should give it a shot. I'm really glad that I did.
Well, it's funny because I never had an interest in any of them. You know,
No, me neither.
I heard of them, but when I saw that Nintendo Direct that they did back, I guess it was in September, and they just showed the little thing, I was like,
Hmm.
this looks amazing. I
Yeah.
don't know. I like the whole beach, the island, and just the very relaxation,
Yeah.
like how you can customize and do what you want. I mean, it has like I dropped that bike for you today when we were playing, because I thought you could ride the bike, but you can. It's just a decoration. I thought
Mhm.
that would have been cool. You know, incorporating little things. And like I couldn't directly talk to you. Like I wish like
Mhm.
a dialogue box would have came up. But
Yep.
other than that, just when I'm running around, like just easily.
Yeah,
You
so
can
I had
dialogue.
yeah, you can
Like,
talk. You can
type
hit. Yeah.
shit to each other.
You can do that, and it keeps a chat log as well. And then I got a notification today from my Nintendo Online app on my phone that said, "Hey, you can now do in-game chat for Animal Crossing." But I guess you have to do it through the app, so it's not really in-game. But
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
Nintendo's online shit is
yeah, it
ridiculous.
sucks.
and
It's
dumb.
terrible. But it was fun today with me and Smoothie and Dave. We all like hopped around to each other's islands. That was the first time I had done that since I started playing. And it was cool to see everybody else's shit and like get some shit from each other's islands. That was a lot of fun.
you should have been there, Scott. You could have been with us.
I was not invited to this party.
Posting about it right here on
I actually don't.
Discord. And
I don't think I have the Nintendo Online thing anymore,
Gotcha.
Wow.
so I wouldn't be able to do it. I
Yeah,
have to re-up that.
You should.
you'll need that.
$20.
You should. But it's definitely a great game. A game that I thought
Mm-hmm.
thought would be one I'd try it. Like it looked good, but this is at least 3 times a day. I'm checking in, just trying to do this dumb little
And
task.
my situation is a little different because me and Lane and Tyler are all playing it, and you have to live on the same island. When you only get one island per Switch, basically.
And I
so,
heard
like-
that was different for the Switch version. I think the other versions you could.
Yeah, it
per-
seems really stupid to me that not everybody gets their own game, but
Yeah.
I don't know why it is that way. But after I realized, well, I mean, there's nothing we can do about it, so we might as well look at it positively, as that we're all like working towards the same thing and stuff. So it's kind of cool to live together, I guess. So
It's cool that you have your pre-built-in community right away,
Mhm.
like already there,
Yeah.
which is pretty fantastic.
And it was stupid the way that this worked out, because like my kids have been off school because of all of this shit, so they've taken over the PlayStation and the Xbox already, so I kind of resorted to the Switch because they were on those consoles. So I started playing Mario Maker a little bit more, and then Animal Crossing came out and I'm like, oh cool, a new game for the Switch, I'll play that. So I spent $60 and I bought that. And then all of a sudden, both of the kids are like, oh yeah, Animal Crossing looks cool, I want to play that too. So now we're all three fucking fighting for Switch time of who's going to play Animal Crossing.
Time to
I-
buy 2 more Switches.
I need another Switch, yes.
Get a Switch Lite.
I know, I do want to. I wish I would have bought the Animal Crossing Switch, because that thing is awesome looking. I love the color scheme of it. The dock is awesome looking. I wish I would have.
Well,
figured
now
that-
you should, because then you'll have your second one and another copy of Animal
But
Crossing. With
now
Rhode Island.
the console did not even come with the game. It was just a $300
Wow.
console, and it didn't come with the game. But they're
Oh,
all
that's-
sold out now anyway, so you can't find them anywhere.
True. Yeah, that makes sense.
Apparently, Switches are like sold out damn near everywhere now. Like
Yeah, that's what I was hearing too.
everybody
'Cause
like is
Production.
quarantined and have decided that they need a Switch to get through this.
Well, that and Nintendo loves to create their own
Yes.
supply and demand
For
by
sure.
limiting supply.
Yes. And
Do you
apparently
love
the
it?
word on the street is
Asshole.
that this whole damn thing will not affect the release of the new PlayStation and Xbox, that all of that is still on target to come out when it was supposed to come out. Hopefully that doesn't get
Yeah.
pushed back, but if it does, it's
That
not the end of the
doesn't-
world.
If it does,
That
it
doesn't
does.
mean-
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm still good with my one and my PlayStation 4 and my Switch, and
Yeah.
even as I've been down here, when I'm taking a break from work or whatever, I'm playing in 360 and just going through backlog of games that I haven't played, or
Mm-hmm.
just silly ones. Like I have the Sega Genesis collection on here, so I was
Yeah.
playing like Alter Beast the other day.
I really want to get Panzer Dragoon on the Switch. It just came out yesterday or something. It was an old Sega Saturn game that they've now remastered. It looks so good. I loved that game so much. I had no idea that was a remake coming out until I learned about it yesterday.
$25.
$25.
They had a good. Did you watch that Nintendo Direct at all?
I did
or
not. No, I did
The-
not.
They had a lot of cool stuff that there's one game. It's pretty much shovelware, but it's like a 50 plus like board game type collection.
Mm-hmm.
But I swear, like they were never scrolling through the different games, like that Texas Hold'em and Blackjack, and then they had one called President. I was like, is that asshole
Oh,
drinking?
yeah.
That's the only thing I could think of that has a president in
Right.
it. Is this a non-drinking version of asshole?
That is hands down my all-time favorite drinking card game is Asshole.
But I forget how to play, but that was my.
It's been a
Probably.
long time since I
Same.
played, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's why I saw that. I was like, President. I was like, that.
Yeah, that's gotta be.
I will buy that 51 game collection. To
So
play
you can
it.
sit there and get drunk with the
Exactly.
AI.
Toast to asshole.
Toast asshole. Drink asshole. That's the
Ooh. Gonna drink out of
Oh
your
man,
asshole.
we used
is
to
that-
get so fucked up playing that game. That used to be just our
Yeah.
go-to.
The
Oh
but
yeah.
yes, there were a bunch of games.
That or King's Cup.
Yep.
Shit like that.
I don't know what King's Cup is. Or I might have played it.
Another one that has like ridiculous rules with cards that you, and then there's like this cup in the middle, and
Yeah.
people add to it, and
Yep.
then you have to drink it, and people are drinking different shit, so it
Ah,
ends up being
I
really
may-
gross.
Yep.
It's like all the cards have their own rules that you have to do something.
Good times.
If you,
Be-
after you, yeah, I haven't done that since like college, so it's been a while. I'm old fuck now.
How do we get a virtual game of asshole going on an episode of Late Night Toast one day? How do we pull that off?
Well, we'd have to have our own set of cards.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'd be rough.
Because you have to draw from each other's.
We could probably just find like an online version of asshole that we could just like play together.
Yeah, we could stream it
Yeah.
because we're cool.
We are. That could be fun.
We're gonna
That
yeah.
would be interesting. We'll have to look into that just
Yeah.
as a separate
Yeah.
thing. Maybe even do like a Zoom type thing where we can.
What is that?
It's like
Probably.
it's like a
Yeah.
excuse me, a business type Google Hangouts, if you will, but it has
Yeah.
more power. Obviously, you get a
It's
free-
like this.
Okay.
It's like this, but you get it. There's a free version for 40 minutes, and then like a $15 a month. It's unlimited, but you can do like different things. Like you can have up to, I don't know, let's say 100. I don't know how many people you can have, but you
I
can
think
do,
it's
like,
100
Yeah.
because I literally just learned about this in the last day or two. One of the guy that does the main voice in Shenmue was talking about like getting together like a fan meetup online. It was tonight. And he said, I'm trying to decide if we're going to do it on Discord, if we're going to do it on Zoom, and that's what they ended up doing it on. And I wasn't familiar with that, and it said that it would be the first 100 people that would be able to do it.
Oh,
So
so there you go. So yeah, so that's the pretty much the premise. But you have other, like I was talking to somebody, and she plays rugby, and she was saying that, well, obviously they're not playing rugby now, but they did a trivia night with it last night. So they
okay.
had the trivia, but they could break. You
Oh,
can
that's
break
cool.
out. You can break out into different groups, so you can have different teams,
Okay.
and then you bring everybody back in.
Yeah, I've seen there's we used to do trivia at the bar that I work at, and I follow the company that came in and did our trivia, and they're posting on Facebook right now that they're doing all their shit virtual as well. So it might be that way.
So it's pretty good. I've only used it for very basic stuff, not to that potential, but it does. It has the ability to be recorded. This week you can the call. So
Well,
maybe just something to change. Not even a podcast, just something to change it
Yeah.
up and be a little entertaining.
And I think that it's also like there's not much of a delay either
No,
with
it's
Zoom.
the times I've used it, it's pretty straightforward. And if you're like the leader, if you have like those people in the background that don't know how to use the program appropriately and like leave their mic on, have people yelling, whatever, you have the ability to them.
Oh.
And so you're the only
Cool.
one who has the, you're only hearing,
Get like an admin.
right, pretty much so, to say, okay, mute,
Throw the
just-
ban hammer at him.
you know, I've been
Without banning.
I've been pretty happy with Discord though. Like we used to have our little
Oh,
Howdy
yeah.
Inc. chat on like the Twitter DMs basically. But I've liked our switch over to Discord, having like the couple different channels. Like it's more reminiscent of like the old Howdy Inc. message boards. I like
Yeah.
that.
It's basically a message board.
Hmm.
I like Discord. I like the desktop app, except when I leave it open and
Hmm.
all the things keep popping
Yes.
up and I try and close them.
Yep. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
I've enjoyed
toast or
Discord.
roast that Animal Crossing?
Oh, toast for
That's a
sure.
big toast all day and all night.
So how far are you guys into? I think you guys are a little bit further into it than I am. Where are you guys at with it now? Where are you?
My Tom Nook has, like I said, today I wasn't able to go in to redeem any so I couldn't go to any other islands to just farm out stuff or get new bugs or whatever. Because he's building a permanent building now.
Okay.
So, but that,
Yeah,
I mean,
mine
that's
will
as
be doing that
far.
tomorrow.
That's as far as I am. So tomorrow morning when I log on, I noticed they won't, because I get up at crazy hours, even working from home during the week. Like I'll still get up at 4. Like 4 is still considered night. Like nothing's still happening. I know
Right.
it's at 6 o'clock. That's when I get the announcement from Tom Nook saying, "Oh, welcome to today." But, so that's typically when I will log on in the morning. I'll log on at 6. I'll try and go through the multiple or the multiplier mile tasks,
Yeah.
and then I'll visit again a little later in the morning, and then
Is that
I'm
something
stan-
you guys kind of attack on a regular daily basis? Is like go through the different like Nook Miles Plus type stuff and
Yeah.
like make sure you accomplish all of those things?
Like daily tasks, essentially. Game is just basically a virtual chore simulator, and
Yeah.
we all enjoy it.
it's fun. It's fun. Like even going and looking for like different like bugs and stuff. It's like when you
Yeah.
run through a flower and you see something fly away, or like that's something that I've never
Mhm.
seen before. I need to report that to Blathers. Now
Mhm.
it's gone. So
My
you're-
where I'm at is my museum just opened today,
Oh, okay.
and the
Oh,
museum is fucking ginormous.
It is. But
Right.
I started just
That
walking
little
through
building-
one section. I was like, holy shit.
Right, like it took me a long time to walk through the entire thing.
But now
And
I
that's
have
exciting. Like it's cool. It's cool knowing that like one day like the whole place will be like full of shit, and it's not now. But I
Yeah.
like that. I think
Well,
that's cool.
I even in the direct they were talking about the part of the update that'll be coming. Like they have a Easter theme that's coming. Like so, Bunny will
I
come
saw that,
around. I was like, that's awesome. It will give you something like they kind of keep it themed for.
The season.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's why I'll look forward to seeing it in the summer and then seeing it in the fall,
Mhm.
winter. So it'll give me something.
Looking forward to seeing what happens on my birthday,
that
because you
I
have to
think
put in
is
your
really
birthday.
good.
So something's going to happen on your birthday.
Yeah.
I have a little while for that, but yes, that will be fun. But yeah, so it's fun. It's
Have
Yeah,
you planted
very
any
cool.
money trees yet?
Money trees? No.
I've planted a couple.
Yeah, if you see the little glowy thing on the ground, dig it up. And then you usually get like 100 or 1,000 bells.
Mhm.
And I guess the max that you put in, you can put in is 10,000, and then you get like triple back when it grows, when the tree grows.
Oh,
Okay.
you can put money. I didn't know you can put money into the bags. What I do is I'll get
Yes.
a lot and I'll just put the bag right back in.
Oh
I
yeah,
said
you
it.
can. If you go, geez, we're gonna be explaining Animal Crossing to everyone. when you're looking at your inventory and you go down to where it has like all your bells, just click on that and you can withdraw like up to probably the entire thing into one bag in your inventory, and you can bury it. So you can do 10,000 if you want. I think 'cause that's the max that I saw online to get like the most out of the trees.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, now you know that. Get some money. Go
Hell
pay
yeah.
Tom Nook so you can perpetually be in debt. Because that's what this game is too.
Yeah,
And that's fun.
Debt simulator.
Right.
Fun to see how quick you can pay it off. Like that's why I was bummed. Like I couldn't put any in savings today. I couldn't pay toward my expansion today. But my my standard routine is like I said, I'll log in, I'll do that, and then I'll empty out whatever I have in my inventory. I go find the higher price stuff because I've been kind of trying to document what's the value of stuff based on what the drop off box is. Because I think when you actually do it in person, you get a little more for the stuff, but I kind of get a roundabout number, so I know what's worthwhile and what's worth keeping. So I'll load that all up. Then I'll deposit a bunch of stuff into the box before 8 o'clock.
Hmm.
So I have like for today, for example, I think I have $45,000 put in savings tomorrow, and then I have like 60,000 just in my regular thing. So I'll be able to put a nice chunk towards my expansion. Oh, I'm getting multiple floors in my house.
Is there a
Oh, that's how far you've gone.
What's that?
I've only done like the first expansion of the house. I haven't gone. How far have you gone with your house?
Yeah, that's where I'm at now. I'm at the second expansion, or
okay.
I mean the first.
Yeah,
I've made
you made it bigger. The house a little bigger the first time.
Yeah, I was like, for $198,000, that my stuff just moved away from the walls. That's all you're telling me.
Yeah, basically.
So you've paid
But then
off the 95 or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the small house, yeah,
Mhm.
and expands it. It's just a room just getting slightly bigger for
Okay.
1,000 or 100,000 more. So I don't know what like a multi floor house is going to cost. Probably more than a man can dream here in Animal Crossing land. What did you name your islands?
Howdy World.
Howdy World.
Mine is Halcyon.
I made mine Scootland.
That's awesome. That's the best one. You win.
Mine was, what did I? Halcyon means tranquil. It's a synonym
yeah.
for tranquil. But I had something else, or I was going to call it tranquility, just because it was nice and peaceful, and that didn't fit. You had a limit. So I
Not
was like,
ink underscore smoothie
no, I
or
wanted
island
I want to put some thought into it.
entertainment.
And then when I put
I
in
know.
tranquil,
When it came up, I was like, all right, I got to come up with something good, not one of the generic things that I always think of, like Howdy World. And one of the ones I thought of, there was a BoJack reference called the Labrador Peninsula. I tried to put that in, and it didn't fucking fit, even a little bit. And I was like, well, they really limit you to what you can name this damn thing. So.
well, I like my one other friend who I went to her island called Thigh Gap, but it was had it had like an E on the end and like the little dot above the the little X or whatever above the I, for emphasis. So it was that's like nice. Because at first when it said I was going to Thigh Gap, I was like, oh, is this Scott? But it wasn't you.
How dare you? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh shit!
So yes,
beer's
we give
empty.
Animal Crossing's a thumbs up, a toast. And
Toast.
You're empty and I'm empty. Let's take a quick intermission here. Go refill our drinks. You go get some more coffee, and we will be right back with the second half of Late Night Toast.
Whoop whoop. What up, what up, what up? Live streaming it up. Suck my nut. Who the fuck are you, bitch? What's going on the Twitters? da.
What up?
Yo, we back up in this bitch.
All right, we got anything that we want to talk about on this half? Pearl Jam album?
Sure. I didn't finish it. I was walking my dog, but I never finished the actual album.
All right, we'll touch on that.
And then I don't know. I didn't really have anything. I was trying to think of stuff. Not much going on. I guess we could talk about anything else we've been watching or listening to.
Yeah.
And probably that'll be it because we don't have a playlist.
Yeah, that sounds good. I missed completely what you said, but it sounds good. Take
All
care.
right, good. I'm glad that you agreed.
All right, so we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Cracking open some more
Ooh.
brews.
Hold
That
on.
looked like it strained you a little bit there. You had a face when you cracked that one.
I'm a little weak. Haven't been doing as much exercise as I should be.
Like on Clerks.
So
when he
bad that you can't open up your
strains
beer.
lifting the gallon of milk. Have you guys checked out the new show that everybody in the fucking world is talking about on Netflix now?
No.
The guy with the tigers.
No, I
Yeah.
haven't. Tiger King?
Tiger King, yeah.
I have not.
It's about
I
a guy
don't
with
care.
tigers.
Yeah, like he has like 250 of them or something, yeah.
No, I've seen like that tagged and stuff,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
Tiger King, but I didn't know. It was
I had a
this show.
guy at work that brought it up to me a couple nights ago, and he's like, "You seen this new show on Netflix and about the tigers?" And he explained it to me, and he was going on and on about how good it was. And then like a day later, like that's all anybody was ever fucking talking about, and that's where we
Yeah.
are now.
Seen it all over Twitter. Aaron's told me to watch it. I'm not a big docu-series
I know.
person to
That's-
begin
is that
with,
what it is?
So
Mhm.
yeah, it's a
doc-
docu-series about some like really weird people that own exotic pets like tigers and
I
lions
watched
and shit like
about
that.
an episode and a half today, just kind of in the background as I was playing Animal Crossing. It's something. I mean, the dude is
Yeah,
fucking weird, and I don't know.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Just nothing about it really appeals to me. I already know it's something that if I start just because everyone's talking about it, I'm not going to finish, so I don't even
Mhm.
bother with it.
I hear you.
Before we go on, Brandon, do you have another?
Oh, you guys got a shot, bruh. Oh, of course, he's got
You
a
have
whole.
another
bottle.
bottle.
He's got shots for days. Well, unless he keeps downing these things all at once and is day.
There we
Cheers.
go. We toast to
Enjoy.
the second half.
Water. Glug glug glug.
That is the nice part about these little bottles. They make such a good glug glug noise as you're drinking them.
Yeah. Then you just look like a badass drinking it.
Yeah. Wasting all
Down
kinds
a
of fucking
bottle.
unnecessary plastic.
Yeah, we got to save the environment, man.
So Tiger King, I'll have to check that out just to see what it's all about,
Yeah.
to see what the hype
Okay.
is. I know it's a big deal.
Yeah, everybody's
Oh.
talking about it.
Did you see that? I saw on Reddit today. 40% of the pollution has gone down since this whole thing started. That's
Good.
insane.
No shit.
Like
That's a
that was
really
one
big
thing that I
number.
did think of that would be a positive out of this is that it would probably reverse a lot of the damage, or at least start the reverse of the damage that we've done with our climate and whatnot.
It's a weird time.
Anyway,
man.
like you have to think of one positive thing that's going to come out of this.
I think there's more positives than that too. Like, I mean, there's so many little families that you see walking around and like walking their dogs, and like elderly people I've seen like walking around like with their families and shit. It seems like
Yeah.
it's done a pretty good job of making like family together outside time.
Yeah, it's like you figure out what the priorities really are. You get to slow down a little bit too.
Mhm.
I think it's just going to usher in a new normal. Like, I think things will definitely change after this. They'll get back to some sense of normal, but the normal is going to be
different.
than
Yeah.
what it was.
Certainly is.
Much like 9/11, it was definitely a different climate after that, or different, atmosphere.
It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out for sure.
How many coronavirus tour names do you think there will be once this all starts back up again?
Yeah.
It's
Or rappers are going to use that, like, I'm sick like corona shit or something.
that actually, as I was down here working the other day, or it might have been one of the last days of work, in my head writing raps, and that was one of my seeing how I incorporate that into it.
Wait a minute. So in your head, you're writing raps. You should be recording that shit.
You're supposed to be focusing on your job, Smoothie.
Or that.
Or yeah, you should be recording. What the fuck, man? I want to hear the smooth. You got your podcast, and now we need the Smoothie EP.
Although the
2020.
podcast has not happened, and if you're sitting down there all the fucking time, why are you not making new episodes?
I mean, now I have
Working
to,
pod, right?
I have to get back to it.
Now is the best fucking time to start doing
Yeah.
this
It
shit.
is.
That's why I did an episode of Howdy Radio and an episode of this week, because now's the time to start doing it. Why not?
Yeah, and I have a couple ideas that I want to do. It's just a matter of the research and everything, because it does become a lot. I mean, I know Stretch and Imagination has it been. I mean, I don't know your opinion. My opinion, they haven't been the greatest things, but I've enjoyed
I've thoroughly enjoyed the episodes that you've done so far. I like the way that you've done like the themed episode, and I like the way you've done it for sure.
And that's what I'm trying to do. And I don't want to
make the next episode the Animal Crossing episode. Something that you're
because it's not
currently involved
necessarily.
in.
I mean, I have wanted the one. What did I want to do after? I had Saturday morning cartoons that I was going to talk about that a little bit, and then I was going to do another wrestling episode because I have somebody I've met through YouTube who actually does like independent wrestling in Tennessee or whatever. So I was going to get him on the thing because he started. I just
That's awesome.
thought it was cool because he liked wrestling and he started out as a ref and small local promotion and everything, and then now wrestling, and then that's like awesome. Doing something that you liked and you went forward and did it. So hoping to get him on there for an episode. So
when's the
now
Scott Solo podcast gonna come out? No,
probably never. I can't think. For one, I don't know if I could sit here and talk to myself for 5 minutes straight, let alone even a half an hour. And I don't even know what I would do. Like, I had one thought. It would be like, I don't know, it'd be an excuse to me to talk about like metal or books that to read, and I could like meld them together. But I don't know how I would do that. And then I was like, that's probably, I don't know. I'd probably get self-conscious halfway through an episode and just delete it.
Well, that's how. I mean, like I said, some of those episodes, like the My Bloody Valentine episode, was released on the Saturday. It's because I tried to record it like 15 times and I just could not. Like I even had notes and I had an outline, and I couldn't.
The outline.
It wasn't sounding right to me. I wanted to find the happy medium between enough information, but not like that I'm just rambling on.
Yeah, that too. It's hard not to just ramble because you're filling in all the noise that anyone else would be making.
So that's why
I'm afraid of.
That's why I tried to find a happy medium of incorporating like in that episode, the My Bloody Valentine one. Found the trailer. I put the trailer in there to kill a minute of the time, and then I put this Ebert review in there from back in the day, which I thought was pretty funny. So like I used that to my advantage, and then just talked around that. So, and then just going back and editing though, because there's a lot of times where and stuff, and finding that little spike in the audio and saying that's just doesn't need to be there, and cutting that out, and then I get bored. So half will sound good, and in the second half there might be an
So,
or
fuck it.
something. Because I'm like, this is a
Yeah.
lot. So, but you should
It
do
is
it.
a lot of work,
Try it.
man. It is.
Yeah, I might do it one day if I like. I would need to have like complete and total solitude to do that. No one could be home,
That's
so
right. That's
that's like never.
I understand that for sure.
So
Well, that's
like,
why
I can't do creative things with people around. I need to be completely alone.
that's why I was recording them when I was like on my lunch break when I was working from home on Thursdays, and then I would just edit it all later on that night and upload it and everything. And then the My Bloody Valentine one, because I ran out of time on my lunch break trying to record it. So, and then even that evening, and then I was like, well, the only chance I have is this Saturday morning. I got up early.
Mhm. Oh,
That's why
yeah.
that's why we do
Run out
this
of time,
show at
too.
10 o'clock or 11 o'clock on a Saturday night, because we're all by
got so much
ourselves
other
to be able to
shit.
do it.
Yeah, we finally have a moment to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, we'll toast to that, to the Mind a Smoothie podcast,
Yeah.
and potential other podcasts that we're going to work on during this time of somewhat leisure, I guess.
Hey.
Oh,
2020 was supposed to be the year of the ink.
It's supposed
Going
to be.
great.
Yeah. We've done now 2 episodes, one of this and one Howdy Radio is all we've done so far.
Yeah.
You've done a square
the
two
motherfucker.
this year.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Square 2 didn't go super well. We're still working on that, I guess.
Got to whip Dave into gear, I guess.
He was talking about cuz his audio did not sound great because he was working off just an iPad. And he's talking about getting a new laptop so that he can do what we're doing a little bit better, but we'll see.
That's quite an investment. Oh.
Yeah, I mean
To
that's
do a
I mean,
podcast
it's not.
every once in
It's
a while.
not that much. I mean, if he's just that on that end of it, he doesn't need much.
No.
no,
Like,
definitely
Chromebook,
not.
he suffice as long as he can get.
But he has always been the biggest Apple fanboy on the face of the planet, and switched from using a regular laptop or a regular desktop to using just iPads and shit. It's like it's not a replacement for it. Like there's nobody that
No.
does a professional podcast that runs off an iPad. It's just not how it's done. So
Why didn't you
Unless
just get
they're
a
all
Mac?
in the room, I guess.
right.
But even then, the professional ones, they have a lot of equipment. You can
Right.
only do that shit on a computer.
So I don't know.
Yes.
We'll see how that goes.
But we toast all the Howdying projects.
Even if
20.
it's only done for an episode or 2.
We're
Do it anyway. We've got the time now.
Why not?
we're gonna keep it going. But so we're toasted to that. So what were you were going to transition into something that you got?
Probably the Pearl Jam album just came out yesterday.
Yeah,
Brandon, you went and bought it. You said.
I did. I had Liz go pick it up for me at the local record store that is closed, that is allowing for pickups.
Mm-hmm.
So I was glad that I got it on release day. I have bought every single Pearl Jam album, including 10, on release day. So it was kind of important to
Wow.
me to not
It is.
to not lose that streak. So I'm glad that I got it on release day. The vinyl's awesome. It's a double vinyl on 3 sides. The 4th side just has like a little etching thing on it. The packaging and the artwork is all very, very cool. I was kind of apprehensive going into the album. Scott, you mentioned earlier in the Discord chat that Dance of the Clairvoyants will probably never really sink in or click with you or
It's not gonna
whatever,
grow on me, I don't
and not going
think.
to grow
I
on you.
don't
That
like
was the
it.
way that you put it. And I think I'm kind of in the same boat.
It's not good.
I didn't really care for that single, but at the same time, I was very glad that they tried something different because their
I
last
say
couple
I agree.
albums have, and I like their last couple albums. They're not bad, but their last couple albums have became very formulated 3-minute pop rock songs that didn't
They
really
all
have
sound
much
the same.
soul to them.
Yeah.
And so I really did not want another one of those Pearl Jam albums. So I was glad that they were willing to try something different with the lead single, but I wasn't that big of a fan of it. So I was pretty apprehensive going into the new album, but I listened to it last night. I've only got one listen from front to back, but I liked it a lot. Minus the singles, the rest of the album I thought was pretty solid. I liked for the most
Well,
part.
that's good to hear because that kind of reminds me of older albums, which I like just in general that would have maybe you didn't like the singles necessarily, or
Yeah, I mean that's
Or
happened
maybe
to
they
me a
were the
million
ones.
times that I didn't like the single, but I liked the album. That's happened to me
Yeah.
countless times.
yeah. I think I listened to that one, but it's been a while since I listened to it. And how many singles were there? I might have listened to like 2.
There was the Dance of the Clairvoyants. That was the first single, and then the second single was Super Blood Wolf Moon, which was much more of a straightforward, just rock Pearl Jam song. Which was
Yeah.
I like that song.
I don't recall. I listened to it. I think both of them when the second one came out. But I don't remember much. But I do want to listen to that album. I've just been stuck on podcast.
Yeah.
So-
I've been listening to a lot of podcasts more than music lately.
I do want to real quick going back because you said you had bought all the albums, including 10,
Mhm.
on release day. Now, that was obviously their beginning album. Now, did you follow that? I know he part of Mother Love Bone or
Mhm.
Eddie.
I was not a fan pre Pearl Jam, but I remember that because the single for the first album 10, like that came out before the album came out, and I remember going to the same record store that I've been going to all my life, Everybody's Records. I bought 10 on release day at that store, and
based
have
off it was
off
based
of the lead single that was on MTV before. I think was it Alive or Even Flow? Alive, I guess.
Probably Alive.
Alive. And that was before that single came out before the album came out, and that was played on MTV. So I have bought every single Pearl Jam album on release day since then.
But that was your first introduction to it. You didn't know like
Correct.
prior to that.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I grew up in that time.
It's
I
the
think
only
one-
Pearl Jam's the only band that I own their complete discography on vinyl. There's no other band that I own all of their records, but I do own all of Pearl Jam.
I know that I don't think I remember. I mean, Jeremy was the one that sticks out to me as being the first Pearl Jam song there.
Mhm.
But I do know.
And the Jeremy
Wow.
single was probably damn near a year after the album came out because it was the third single off of that album.
Right, but that was what 91.
Yes,
Okay, so I was depending on when. What put it this way? When did that come out? Like what?
towards the end of '91. I think it was September or something of '91.
So I was probably 12, so I was just getting into rap. So that was my main at the time frame.
Mhm.
It was rap. I was all about rap, and but I remember hearing Jeremy. I know my friend's brother had a Pearl Jam because he was in a band and everything, and he had a Pearl Jam shirt. Was it the one with nuns on it? Was there a Pearl Jam
Nuns
shirt?
with Guns, or what? Yeah, that was Nuns
Or
with
9
Guns
out of
was
10.
Right. Yes, Crayons
Something.
was the name of
Yes.
that shirt. Yes, yes. 9
I
out of
remember
10 kids prefer crayons to guns. Is what
And there
that
were
shirt
nuns
said.
on the front, correct?
Yes.
I remember that shirt sticks out to me. So that was my
Mm-hmm.
introduction. I remember liking Jeremy,
Mm-hmm.
as probably a lot of people did. But then,
And then I remember Smoothie, you had like a a later like resurgence in Pearl Jam, which I did too. Like I got into them in the 90s, and then I got into ICP, and then I got back into Pearl Jam later on. But I remember you had a moment where you were like, oh, like I kind of like rediscovered Pearl Jam.
Yeah, and I've done that with a lot of music. And like I said, I haven't been as faithful. You had sent me what Signs? Did you send me Signs?
I remember I bought you some Pearl Jam album on Amazon and sent it to your house because your address is still in my Amazon addresses to ship to.
Yeah, and so that album, and I had the other one, but it was kind of one of those things where not Don't Call Me, not that one. What song was it that like I heard, and it was a very good song, and I never heard it before. Which I think it was a single at one point.
I don't remember which one it was. What about you, Scott? Because so you mentioned listening to the new album earlier tonight, and that kind of reminded me that like, oh yeah, Scott does like Pearl Jam. Because I guess I just didn't remember that there for a second. When did you start listening to them? Have you always been a fan, or?
Yeah, I mean, I was little when that first came out. I was probably like, I don't know, 6, 7 when Pearl Jam started coming out. So, but I'd always heard them even at that age. They, my dad listened to them. So we had the cassettes or CDs even when I was that age, and I heard them on the radio a lot too. So I grew up listening to Pearl Jam. I mean, it's been a long time since I've really listened to them, probably since the early 2000s, since I've really been actively listening to them. But I was like, oh, I'll give them a new shot. I didn't like the single, but I'll give this one a whirl. And it kind of, to me, sounds like everything since the early 2000s that they put out, kind of samey, but it's not bad. It just wasn't like, maybe I wasn't in the right setting for it because I was walking my dog. It isn't exactly the time to be listening to Pearl Jam, I guess. But at least not that kind of Pearl Jam.
It's weird how like the setting of it really does matter. The new Phantogram album came out a couple weeks ago, and I have to be like in the right mindset for Phantogram. Like I'm not always in the mood for Phantogram.
I'm in the same boat.
When their last album came out, and like I listened to it immediately, and like I wasn't in that mindset. So like I wrote off their last album. I was like, fuck this album. I don't like this album. But it just wasn't the time to listen to it. So the new one came out a couple weeks ago, and I've been I've been in a heavier metal kind of mood over the last month or so. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait for the Phantogram album. It'll be there when I get in the mood for it, and I'll check it out then, because I want to give it a good fair shot, not just because it's a new album and I have to listen to it right now.
I understand that exactly, because like if I don't feel like listening to moody pop, it's not going to do anything for me. So you have to wait for that moment to strike.
Yeah. A couple new Nine Inch Nails albums. Anybody into that at all?
Hold on real quick. I wanted to go back just so I can say Elderly Woman Behind.
Yeah.
That was the song. I had never heard that before, and I was like, that's a really good song. That was what sparked it. And you either got me, damn it,
I got you Yield. 2 of them, yeah.
Oh, then you probably got me Yield and No Code.
Okay.
They're probably the 2 that you got me, and then I got the other ones.
Right on.
So that was it. So yes, back to Nine Inch Nails. I did.
Yeah, they released Ghost 5 and 6, which is their, or his, whatever you want to call it, instrumental series. So it's not like, I don't know, it's just an instrumental album.
Yeah. Is it on Spotify, or do you have to download it from their website?
It's on Spotify.
Oh, okay.
I went out.
I didn't seek it out yet.
I purchased them for free from his website.
Yeah.
Just because he was.
Okay. And everybody's been complaining that they haven't been able to download the FLAC versions on the website. Fuck the Spotify versions because they sound like shit and all that stuff. But they're on Spotify.
Yeah.
You're getting free music. Stop complaining.
Yeah, who cares?
So there are only instrumental that I didn't.
Yeah, they are. The
I-
whole
I
the
just
whole
thought-
Ghost series that Reznor has put out, they're all instrumental. That's where the whole Small Town Road thing came from, a
Mm-hmm.
Ghost sample.
Yeah. All right.
So it's-
Oh,
I've been
yeah,
on
I-
I've been
I
on a
forgot
big
about
Nine Inch
that.
Nails kick lately, though. I've been listening to the Nin's Broken album like crazy the last couple
Mm.
weeks. I cannot
Mhm.
get enough of it. But the newer instrumental shit doesn't quite do it for me.
oh, he's corporate now. He just works for Apple.
Right.
True. Been corporate for a long time, but yeah, I mean, I haven't really listened to Nine Inch Nails past The Fragile too
Yeah.
much. They've all
There
kind of
was
had the
some-
same sound to them afterwards.
The only one that I'll really vouch for past that would be With Teeth. I liked that album.
Well, I feel like that was the album that kind of started their sound that's carried on since then.
Yeah. And I like that one, but I haven't really
Mhm.
cared for too much since then.
No, I really never got much past Broken. It's been
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, back in the day, Pretty Hate Machine, Broken, Downward Spiral, those were very, very, very important albums of my teenage years.
I think they were important albums for the time.
Mhm.
I mean, that's just they're good standout albums from that period in time.
Definitely.
Much like, well, I've had it on our past podcast with the playlist I had, like Portrait of American Family, like the first
Mhm.
Marilyn Manson. It's a fantastic album.
Mhm.
For
Not-
sure.
Talking about him, but
Has
there's
there
just a lot
been
of
has there been
around.
anything from this year that you guys have like on your list of like this could be my album of the year type shit that's came out so far?
Probably, yeah, a couple of them. A couple, heavy shit. A couple albums. Lorna Shore's Immortal albums, super good, and I forget. A band like a thrash band I like, Silosis. They had a new album after like 5 years of on a hiatus. That album's super good too. But the rest, I've saved a bunch of albums that really haven't listened to them too
Mhm.
much.
So that piques my interest with you saying the word thrash. I started listening to Municipal Waste a lot over the
Yeah.
last couple months, and that's kind of been like, oh, thrash metal like still exists. And I mean they've been around for a while, but I haven't been that. I didn't really know about them, and I fucking love them. And I've been turning them on Pandora and like hearing like some other like similar type bands or whatever. So I would like to check out anything that you would throw the word thrash on.
Maybe it's not in the same vein as like Municipal Waste. Municipal Waste is almost like a punk band.
Yeah.
But this is like more like progressive thrash slash. I don't really know
Okay,
what they describe themselves as, but
it's still very
I like it.
intriguing.
I'll give you a link.
Cool.
I'll shoot it
What
at
was the
you.
name of the band?
Silosis.
Okay, I don't think I've ever heard that band. Heard of that band.
Yeah. Yep. How about you, Smoothie? Anything? I there's no ICP that came out, but
no ICP. There's been a couple like Gmo. It's only been
Mhm.
single. That's the
oh really?
yeah, like single things, which were good. I like them, but there's
Mhm.
nothing. Been nothing. I know there was a new Jedi Mind. No, Vinny.
It's Vinny
but-
Paz.
just
It's
Vinny
Vinny
Paz.
Paz. Yeah.
Which I did listen to it, but I have to listen to it a couple more times to fully grasp it. But nothing else really is standing out to me that has come out.
Yeah, I listened to that Vinny Paz as well once, and that I feel like I got the gist of it. It's the same as his other shit.
It's good because he's consistent. Like I like.
Yeah. A little too consistent, in my opinion. It's just he doesn't change his subject matter or anything.
Yeah, I mean
Anyway.
the subject matter could be part of it. Like now, I want to go back and listen to. There's who was it? I wrote it down. DJ K-Slay, whatever. I saw a video. He's just a DJ, obviously, but it was Jadakiss, Jadakiss, Queen Latifah, and Bun B.
Oh, it's like that Legend song or something like that. I think that
Yeah,
popped up
but-
on my release radar.
And it was a good song. I liked hearing all three of them. I went and looked at that album. It's only like an EP, but then there's like there's a song with like Chic Luch and a bunch of other different people that looked. I haven't gone back and listened to it, so that I might like because that piques my type of interest. But other than that, I've been mostly stuck in podcasts. I've had a pretty set schedule with it. I've moved from Pocket Cast because I've been working from home to Spotify, so I'm glad that all the podcasts I listen to are on Spotify as well, because you have to pay money for Pocket Cast, like a subscription to do it on the web.
Yeah, that's right. They did change that.
Which is
Fuckers.
whatever. I'm glad because it'll show up my end of
Yeah, that's right.
podcast. I listen to it, so that's the only saving
Those
grace.
stats.
Gotta have the
But,
stats.
I mean, I have a pretty set schedule. I know, like, I listen to the Trailer Park Boys one on Monday, and then on Wednesday I have Completely Unnecessary podcast, and then Thursdays is the AEW podcast, and then I'll fill in like Jericho or different ones that I need to listen to.
I love Jericho's podcast. Always have.
Stone Cold's, listen to his, and he's been doing a lot of, at least the more recent ones, that were old ones, but I really like the AEW.
I did too. Have you seen the new show yet? The new season of Dark Side of the Ring, Smoothie?
I watched, what ones did I watch? I watched the Macho Man one. Was that the first one?
The new season just started a couple days ago. The first episode of the new season.
This has been on for a while. So was that the very first? I mean, is that the first season?
Yeah, the first season had Macho Man and I forget which other ones. The new season just started a couple days ago, and Chris Benoit is the episode one.
I want to go back and watch that because I saw even a lot of people like Eli Drake was saying.
Yeah,
that
a lot of people were talking about how good it was.
His sentiments, what Jericho had said about Benoit. So
yeah, I have it, but I haven't added it to my Plex, so you'll be able to get it from there. I'll try to remember to do it when we get done with this.
Definitely, yeah. So I mean, I enjoyed the Macho Man. I didn't know that was even a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did I start watching? Who the heck was the second one? Was it? I think I watched two of them, or at least started one. I mean, it was obviously the first two episodes. Yeah. I think who was on the second?
I forget. It's been a little while since the first season came out.
But the Macho Man one was really good.
For sure. All right, what else?
What other stuff you guys been watching?
I have not been watching anything new. I've been turning on a bunch of old, like 90s sitcoms on Hulu. I've been watching Saved by the Bell and Step by Step and Sabrina the Teenage Witch and all kinds of just mindless shit.
Comfort
stuff, yes.
Last year was Perfect Strangers for me.
Yeah.
Because I noticed on Hulu you can get the a nice TGIF lineup.
Yes.
With Step by Step and Perfect Stranger. I think the original Full House is on there.
Yeah, it is.
So you could easily get.
We've been sitting down for like family dinner over the last couple weeks and watching. Like my kids have never seen Family Matters and Step by Step before. They had never watched it, and that's something we've been watching here lately.
Did they like it, or were they like, eh?
So far the unanimous decision seems to be that Step by Step is their favorite one out of the ones that we've watched. They thought the other ones were just way too cheesy, I guess.
Yeah, because Casey, when we were watching Perfect Strangers last year, it's like, yeah, it's not funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you just don't get it. You don't understand.
You had to be alive during that time.
But he likes Full House, so I mean, it was the same.
Yeah, my kids like Full House a lot too.
So
we turned on Family Matters. I was like, all right, I'm gonna turn on Family Matters. We're gonna watch this. So of course the episode that I turned on was the one where Urkel turns into the
Stefan.
cool guy, Stefan. Yeah, I was like, that's obviously the first episode that you watch. And they didn't really get into it, and they were like, it wasn't that good. And I'm like, well, but you got to understand, like, for 4 years, like, we all watched him as Urkel, and then now you get to see him as this cool guy, and they're like, no, it was just stupid. It was not funny.
It was like
And they're probably right, but
it was, but it's still so awesome.
that's what
I mean, even like Holly and I, we were watching well, around New Year, around the Christmas break when I was off and everything, we went through the whole Golden Girls
Mm-hmm. That
series.
keeps coming up on my, because of the shit that I'm watching now, it keeps popping up, and I'm like, I'll probably get to that one sooner or
But
later.
yeah, that's where I, have been with my watching. As
I
of
watched
recent.
Cobra Kai. I watched both seasons of Cobra Kai and absolutely loved that show. Couldn't believe how much I enjoyed that show. It was so good.
Like I've said from the beginning, and now that you've seen it, you understand it more. They've done a good job of being retro, like
Mhm.
filling that need, but also bringing,
Yeah.
I would say, like the '80s almost to now. Like
Yeah.
not the '80s per se, but that same.
Yeah.
It's something I could see in another 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
Watching and saying, okay, we're in another time. This was
As
good.
far as all of these reboots and redos and all that shit and bringing up the past and all that shit, I feel like Cobra Kai, like, I mean, they've done it as better than most have. I thought it was a really, really well done show.
I think it's a shame that they've limited themselves to YouTube.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think that's something that a lot more people might
Mhm.
enjoy.
I agree.
Oh.
Because there's a whole lot of people that grew up like us on Karate Kid that loved those movies. And I don't feel like if you like the Karate Kid movies, there's no way that you will not love this show.
No,
It's,
they tie
it's done
everything-
so well. And it's
they tie
great that they have they're able to show clips from the movies. Like as they're talking about stuff, they're able to show
Yep.
and that's a big deal because most of the time you can't use the old stuff that they're referencing in a situation like that. So
And they've done it so well
Yeah.
in the fact that, like, giving Johnny the whole backstory
mm-hmm.
that he has, and then it almost not makes up, but you see why he was
Mm-hmm.
how he was
Yeah,
back then.
they do a really good job of blurring the lines between who is the good guy and who is the bad guy, and I think it's so well done. I love it. I can't say enough good things about that show.
And like I don't know if I was saying it in the chat here or somebody else. I don't know who I was saying it to, but like even with, and I didn't realize until I went back and watched one of those like Easter eggs you probably missed, like videos. When he's talking to his daughter about the girl like he left in Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
He just says something, I forget what her name is, but if you go and watch the first Karate Kid when he's leaving for California, he says, I think her name's like Jenny or something. All right, see you, Jenny.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
even small little details
Yeah.
like that you
That's
wouldn't
super
pick
cool.
up on. They brought
Yeah.
that all back together.
Yeah, those were some of my favorite movies, especially 1 and 2. 3 was exactly like Back to the Future. 3 was a stretch of being good, but those were some of my favorite movies growing up, and I love watching this new shows. It was very, very, very good, I thought.
And even apparently I heard they might even write in the next Karate Kid somehow tie her in there, but you also have what's her face from the actual movies that last. No, don't cover your ears, Scott. We're talking about spoilers here. But like the phone,
Oh, are you?
when it's ringing, that they're that there's a good chance that she'll be coming back.
Yeah, the
Which
season, the finale to season 2 was fucking crazy. Like I didn't see that shit coming whatsoever. Like they took it to like a whole other place.
And
I thought that was
escalated
cool. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, if you're a Karate Kid fan, definitely check out that show.
We toast to Cobra Kai.
Toast to Cobra Kai. And then I walked into fucking Spencer's, and there is like no shortage of Cobra Kai merchandise whatsoever inside of Spencer's. Like they have the Cobra Kai logo on a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a pint glass, a shot glass, like everything that's in the store you can buy with the Cobra
That
Kai
hat was
logo.
pretty.
The hat was fucking awesome, yeah.
And now I can't go to the mall.
No, not anymore. Not in this world.
No.
But yeah, no, that's all I've been really. You've been watching that. I've been watching.
What about you, Scott? You've not said a word in 20 minutes. What have you been watching?
I'm caught up now on Better Call Saul, and I've been watching Dave, that FX show
Mhm.
with Lil Dicky, the rapper Lil Dicky. His show, I think it's great. The show is fucking hilarious, and it's just kind of building as well. So it's really good. I think you guys should check it out, even though I know you guys have never listened to him.
No, I've listened.
I'm familiar with them. My kid started watching Breaking Bad since he's been out of school, and I have never watched it before, but it's basically been on my TV in the living room for the last week or two, and I've just caught bits and pieces of it here and there. I really want to watch the show now. It looks
You need to watch the
fucking
show.
awesome.
I've watched it multiple times over.
I've watched the first 3. I forget where I left off. I'll have to start from the beginning. But I enjoyed what I saw.
First 3 seasons are good, but that's just, it only gets better. Like it ends great. So it just continues to build up to greatness. So you've only seen the good parts. You haven't seen the best parts.
Yeah, I guess there's plenty of time to catch up.
Yeah.
On that now.
I highly suggest it. And I really like Better Call Saul. I think it's just up there with the same show to me. As far as quality go, every time a new season comes out, I always watch through the ones that came before. So I've seen season 1 like 5 times now. But
me being the super fucking BoJack fan that I am. Todd on that show is Aaron Paul, and I've never known anything of Aaron Paul before BoJack, so all I know is his voice on BoJack, and now as it's on the TV and like seeing him like actually act and actually seeing him and like still hearing the exact same voice, like I'm so intrigued by what he's doing on the show that I got to start watching it. I think.
Yeah, you definitely should. I highly suggest it.
That should be my
And
next
that's
show.
it, really, for me as far as what I've watched.
The other thing that I'm watching is The Walking Dead.
You still keeping up with that shit? The rest of my
I don't know how you
family is
fucking
still
do it,
keeping
man.
up with that shit too. That's how I am. I'm like, why the fuck are you people still watching this
This
fucking
season's
show?
gotten a lot better. This season.
That's what everyone fucking says. I never believed that.
I'm with
no,
you,
for
man.
real. This season is, but I don't think there's going to be too many more seasons.
Oh
I mean,
no, I think they're going to
You're not
continue
even
on
gonna get a
until
finale.
they're going to keep going until somebody tells them they're not allowed to go anymore, which could
Well,
be
that's
20
fine.
years from
And
now.
I will watch it on your blog
You go right ahead.
live every week. But
Like,
speaking of
I-
your blog,
Yeah.
I do notice when I'm watching AEW, and I didn't even realize, which I'll have to check out that show. The Broken Lizard people, Tacoma FD.
Yeah.
That any good or?
I
Have you
haven't
not-
watched it either. The movie con that got canceled here in Cincinnati a year or two ago, a couple of the guys from Broken Lizard were there, and they were like talking about the Tacoma show, like it's getting ready to come out here soon, and I'm like, that sounds fucking awesome. That it's half the Broken Lizard guys, but I've never watched it, and now I keep seeing the commercials for it during wrestling, and they don't look great. Like it doesn't. There's some parts where it looks funny, but some parts where it's like that's fucking cheesy sounding. But-
So I'd have to. I guess I can go back and watch them. I'm assuming
Yeah.
it would be on demand.
Probably. Yeah.
But
Or we
it's-
can get them on Plex and do it that way.
Yeah.
I was just surprised that when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, those are people."
Yeah. And
I
it's
think
like,
it's on Hulu.
and it's okay.
Really.
And it's almost like a Super Troopers ripoff almost because they're playing cops or whatever, I guess.
Firefighters. I think.
Mm.
Oh,
It-
firefighters. Okay.
Yeah, different service industry, but yes.
Yeah.
So I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. I kind of want to too.
I'm grateful that I get to watch AEW. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I heard that the Walking Dead season finale though isn't going to be able to air because they couldn't finish post production in time for the quarantine.
I heard that too.
So you won't be able to get the finale for months.
That
now.
it's gonna the second to last episode will air on normal time, but then the finale will be a few months from now.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Even Smoothie doesn't care.
Right.
I'm here for it.
I'll
Even
wait.
I
It's
mean,
the last thing
on
you ever do.
Sunday nights, I don't sit there and watch the show anymore. I go find something else to do on Sunday nights while the rest of my family sits there and watches The Walking Dead.
That's the one
And then
thing
at the end of the night, they're like, I hear them say like that was stupid and like why did they do this, and if this continues this way, I'm not going to keep watching this show. If it sucks next week, that's it. I'm never watching it again. It's like just fucking stop watching the fucking show.
Like drug addicts.
Right. I'm
Like,
glad I gave it up when I did.
Yeah, I dragged myself along for someone else. I could have given up early on, to be honest, by like season 4. But
I stuck it
and
out
then
longer than I should have for sure.
I got to season 6. I was in the middle of it and I was like, you know what, I'll finish it and then I'm done. And then it ended and I was fucking done.
Yeah.
Well, kudos to you for being convicted enough
Yeah.
to stay. But that's but other than that, not having cable, there's not any other shows I watch, but we spend a lot of time watching Criminal Minds and SVU on that. That's just a random the go-tos. We can sit and watch them. All right, we got to the end. Let's start back at the beginning again.
Yeah.
Scott, I know you're a Office fan. Did you see the couple articles that came out this week? I saw that was why Steve Carell was not on the last season of The Office, that it wasn't that he wanted to leave, but he kind of got pushed out, I guess.
It was more like he announced that he was going to leave and NBC didn't like offer him anything to keep him. So he was like, well, I guess they don't care, so I'm leaving. I thought it was kind of petty on both sides.
Yeah.
When I heard that, but yeah, I did see that. And I thought that was such a weird thing to bring up.
Yeah, like
like,
why did
it's
that
been
come
so
out this
many
week?
years.
Right. But it was
Yeah.
definitely a story that people were talking about this week. I didn't really understand why. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was very weird, but I don't know. It gave me like a bad taste in my mouth for Steve Carell just to be like, fuck you then. I'm walking away from a very huge and important show. I mean, at the same time, he probably felt like he ran his course with it.
It needed to
And as
end
soon-
when it did end, for sure. I wish
Oh
the
my-
last season
and
would
when he
have
left.
had Steve Carell, but
Yeah.
it was time for the show to be over regardless.
Oh my God. Season 8 was bad, but
Yes.
season 9 was a
Yes.
after season 7, it was years until I actually finished The Office. It was well after it had already finished that I actually picked it up and
Yeah.
finished it, because after season 7 I watched one episode of season 8. I was like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm good.
Yeah, it got pretty bad there at the end.
They had a hard time filling the shoes of Michael Scott, which
For sure.
the show is built around
Right.
him. It's you kind of can't
For sure.
carry on without it. Not that anyone hasn't had that take 1,000 times before.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, all right. Anything else you
think
guys
we've-
wanted to touch on in this episode, this first episode of Late Night Toast, which was so different than the Unknown podcast? Glad we
Yeah.
switched up the format completely between the shows.
Yep.
one day we'll actually do what we
toast
planned on doing.
stuff.
We toasted stuff, and
No, in all fairness, we've just been dragging our feet and just
Yeah.
hasn't, not dragging our feet, but it hasn't worked out. We could all get together to
Yep.
do what we have.
And a little bit of dragging our feet. There's,
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
a
we
little-
actually had to do something
Right.
like watch a movie, which I still haven't watched, and add to
Same.
a playlist. That only I added to.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
Of course, you did not add to the playlist, Smoothie. You are the worst playlist person of the group.
I am, but I wanted to get better with this. Not this unknown podcast. This is
Yeah.
very known.
This-
late
yeah,
night
it's very well known.
podcast. Coughing.
In all circles.
But yes, this is typically this wouldn't be the normal format. We just felt it was our duty to
Yeah.
get this
It's
out
for
there,
the people.
right?
right.
In the midst of this time of uncertainty,
We're
and
here for you.
just non-normalcy, we want to bring a little lightheartedness, a little fun, a little drinking,
Yep.
a little coffee drink.
That's how I felt a few days ago, and I was like, we should start doing Howdy Radio again. We haven't done that since
Yeah.
December either. I was like, it now just feels like the time to do it.
I mean, we have the time. There's really not an excuse.
And it's kind of cool to document what we're talking about during these times, because hopefully
Yeah.
20 years from now we look back and we're like, oh, whatever. But it's kind of cool to document like where we are during this
Right.
time.
Right. And
Yeah.
so it's the next episode when we do get to it, we do have a episode like a good structured one, I'd say.
Yeah, we got lots of good ideas.
It's not going to be this long. This is the unfortunate byproduct of not doing this for a while.
Having no idea what we're talking about when we start.
Well, I mean, even aside from that, it's just us shooting the shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that's
Yeah.
all I was looking for tonight. I was like, we just all need to sit down and just fucking talk. That's all I'm looking for.
Worked for me.
so that's it. So this was the first one, though. We're sticking by it. We weren't going to say this is the end of the Unknown Podcast Part 2. This is the beginning of Late Night Toast
Yeah.
podcast. So we do thank you for listening.
Yeah.
We don't have any social set up yet. We've been banned on that.
Howdy
I don't
Inc.
know
on
at this
Twitter.
point. Yeah, just go to Howdy Inc. on Twitter.
Yeah, Howdy Inc. For all show information. Scott, where can they find you at personally?
At the Garbage Bin on Instagram and the Twitters. How
And,
about you, Smithy?
I am INC_smoothie on both the Instagrams and the Twitters. And YouTube, you can find me. And the Mind Smoothie podcast. INC Smoothie Entertainment. All right.
Vero.
What's that?
And Vero.
And beer. I removed that from. I forgot about it.
Everybody forgot about that.
Yeah.
I was
You
good
used
for-
it way more than anyone else did.
I tried.
You and
to.
Zack Snyder.
That's when I think I stopped. Just because Zack Snyder was monopolizing it. I would just when I make posts, I would tag Zack Snyder in it, just because.
Because
Yeah,
he's the
go ahead.
only other person using it.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Exactly.
Where can we,
Brandon, what's you?
Captain Howdy 1027 on Instagram and Twitter. Although I post less and less on both of them as time goes on. But that's
Yeah.
where I am.
It happens, but that's where you can find us. Stay tuned for show themed or accounts and all that good stuff.
Or maybe just
Uh,
more of this. You never fucking know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
We'll play-
see.
We'll play it by ears. We're certainly in uncertain. So stay safe out there. Keep your social distancing.
Yep.
Cover your mouth like Brandon did. Wash your hands, as you should have been doing anyway.
Yeah,
Wipe your
wash
ass
fucking
good.
hands.
Toilet paper's
Are
not
you guys
gonna run
stocked up on toilet paper? Are you good on that?
I'm good on toilet paper.
Should be good.
I'm not worried. So, but
Hopefully.
that's going to do it for the first episode of the Late Night Toast podcast. I'm your boy Smoothie, but of course, and we're signing off. Good night.
Peace out.
Cheers.
I'll toast to that.
Alrighty then. We did it.
Did that? We podcasted.
We shook off the cobwebs.
We always
we
do a
did.
really fucking good job, even when we fucking take a month or however many months off. As soon as we hit go, like we always do a really good job. I feel.
Right.
can
We
at
should.
least
Yeah,
figure
we
things
talk.
out.
We can talk to each other. We're
Right.
good. We can have conversation with each other. So that's good.
I think it goes well. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all good up in this. Anyway, I'm about to fall asleep sitting here, so
All right, go to
Yeah.
bed.
probably gonna head out.
Alrighty, fellas.
Good and real.
See you next time.
See you around the islands.